What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Scene Decoded. Today we're diving into the absolutely peak chapter that is Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 22. Let's start with this glorious chapter cover featuring our boy Boruto looking fire. So the chapter picks up exactly where that first sneak peek ended. We see the soul thorn in the air with Amatiki telling Ayara to collect it and deliver it to Shinki, while he deals with the claw grimes. But then, boom, Jura appears from the claw grimes just like many of us predicted. And let me tell you, Jura keeps looking more elegant with every appearance. Ikemoto is cooking with this character design. You can see the fear on Ayara's face, and even Mitsuki is sweating, fully aware they're facing the boss of the divine trees. There's this small but significant moment where Jura glances at Sarada, clearly noticing her power, before heading straight for Boruto. Now, speaking of Boruto, we see he's just finished dealing with Matsuri. And I want to make this very clear, since there's been so much hate toward the Tsuyu, except Jura. Boruto explicitly states that he only dealt with Matsuri so easily because she was already beaten up. He admits it wouldn't have been that simple otherwise. This confirms what I've been saying. The whole point of this arc was catching them off guard. Boruto only won so quickly because Konohamaru had already hit her with that Rasengan. We do see Matsuri's soul thorn bulb appear as her remains turn to ash. Then Jura attempts to snipe Boruto from a distance, but misses. I think this is intentional, showing that the Tsuyu, despite their genetics and powers, aren't fully experienced with their abilities yet. They have that innate knowledge, but not the practical experience of using those powers. It's like how Sasuke could use Chidori, but didn't fully understand its mechanics because he hadn't done the training. I think we'll see the Tsuyu grow stronger as they use their abilities more. With the torn soul bulb obtained, Boruto tells Konohamaru to run, but Konohamaru's acting, well, dense. Let's be honest, Konohamaru isn't the smartest guy. I'm putting him right alongside Code as an L character. Sorry, not sorry, but I prefer Code a bit more. Because Konohamaru's being slow, Boruto literally grabs him, flies through the air and throws him away after they escape Jura's Biju Dama. It's hilarious seeing this 15-year-old kid tossing his sensei around like a bag of rice. At least Konohamaru managed to land on his feet with a little swagger, but man, Konohamaru's just an L in my opinion. I can't rock with him. So now Boruto's trying to get Jura's attention with a Rasengan. He's already placed kunai around for his teleportation jutsu, and these panels of Boruto versus Jura look epic. We see Boruto using Flying Raijin multiple times to escape Jura's attacks. And I have to point this out, when Jura blocks Boruto's attack, he does it with his middle finger. The disrespect. The aura. Now we get some critical perspective on whether Boruto stands a chance. From Ada's view, it seems like Boruto is holding his own and might even win or escape unharmed. But Kashin Koji has a completely different take. He believes there's no way Boruto can win, at least not with the current sequence of events. This tells us that Kashin Koji had a specific plan for Boruto that would have given him a chance against Jura, but this isn't it. Some translations mention that Boruto would need a few more years before being ready to face Jura. So clearly this confrontation is happening way too early, and just look at Kashin Koji. The man looks depressed. I've never seen him smile, but now I can barely even see his eyes. He's going through it, thinking this is the end of the Boruto-verse as we know it. Kashin Koji points out why Boruto can't escape. It's not just because Jura could threaten Boruto's friends to draw him out. It's also because Boruto's Flying Raijin technique isn't perfected yet. He needs serious concentration to find the markers he placed at Kashin Koji's hideout. And that level of focus? Impossible while fighting someone like Jura. So from Kashin Koji's perspective, Boruto is doomed. And Jura shares this sentiment, wondering why Boruto is fighting when he must know there's no chance of winning. Jura wants information about how Boruto knows so much about the Tsuyu when they've only recently emerged. But Boruto doesn't leak anything about Kashin Koji, instead trying to figure out how to defeat Jura with his Uzuhiko technique. This is where we get some fascinating character development for Jura. He starts talking about love, saying he's recently come to understand it, but in his view, love is simply a weakness for humans that leads to death. He points out that Boruto came to save his friends out of love, but it will only lead to his death. Meanwhile, Boruto isn't really listening. He's focusing on finding a way to use his Uzuhiko technique, which requires him to touch the ground. As he's evading Jura's wood-style attacks, Boruto's sword, the one Sasuke gave him, falls into the sand and Jura picks it up. Boruto warns Jura that if he does anything to that borrowed sword, he'll face a fate worse than death. I love my boy Boruto, but given the current situation, maybe don't make threats. Jura proposes a deal. Tell him who Boruto's accomplice is, and he won't destroy the sword, but will still kill Boruto. Imagine if this triggered Boruto into a full karma rage mode. That would be wild to see. Jura asks again about love, calling it a human flaw and weakness. And Boruto's response is perfect. That is precisely why you will never be more than just a tree. Because the Suyu can't understand love, they'll never truly be conscious like humans. That's what separates them. Jura only sees the negative side of love. With that, Boruto manages to use his Uzuhiko, breaking free from the wood and hitting Jura with it. At this point, I'm thinking, this is it. We're about to learn more about the Uzuhiko. Maybe Jura's about to get cooked. Boruto has that swagger moment, just like he did with Code, putting his sword back in its sheath like, yeah, I just took care of Jura. I really am that guy. He's basically telling Kashin Koji, see? I didn't need help after all. He tells Jura the world seems to be spinning, right? Your sense of equilibrium is messed up. You won't be able to fly anymore. I bet you're even struggling to stand. And we see Jura on his knees. But then, something wild happens. Jura says the Uzuhiko power is similar to the Biju bomb, touches himself in the chest area, and completely nullifies the technique. He explains that because it follows similar principles to the Biju bomb, he was able to counter it. The chapter ends with Boruto realizing, damn, the Uzuhiko doesn't work on him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of Jura nullifying the Uzuhiko? Do you think Boruto has any moves left? And what's your chapter rating? If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more Boruto content. This has been Seen Decoded, and I'm out.